who threatened to kill Ferguson protesters and then was fired as a result of that is now testifying that the whole incident ruined his life. Now, authorities are trying to decide whether or not he's going to lose his policing privileges moving forward. And during this case, of course, he and his lawyer testified that he didn't mean to do anything wrong. He just felt threatened by the protesters. Originally, he said that he spotted one protester, a black protester with a handgun, and he was pointing his rifle at that individual. And then later on, he changed his testimony and said, no, I just saw them all charging at me, so I was worried, and that's why I was holding my gun. Now, the video that went viral and the video that put him in question is the one that we're about to show you. Take a quick look at that, and I'll tell you exactly what his testimony was.
Put your gun down.
Get there.
What are you doing? Stop pointing it! Put your fucking gun down! Hungry?
Good job, Sergeant!
Stand down!
Good job, Sergeant! Put that gun away!
What's his name?
Put that gun away!
I want it!
Hey, put that gun away! Sergeant! Sergeant, tell that guy to take that gun away from him! Sergeant!
Put your gun down!
Away from him! Get that gun away from him, Sergeant! Out of the street! Sergeant!
Take his gun away!
All right, so that was a former police lieutenant by the name of Ray Albers. He did not work for the Ferguson Police Department. He worked for a department nearby. And of course, local authorities and authorities nearby were called in to kind of deal with the protests. And obviously, he went overboard. So his lawyer is saying, hey, you know what? This is a perfect example of taking one person and trying to make an example out of him. There's videos of other police officials doing the same thing, and this is the only cop who faced any consequences for what he did. I don't think that that's a good defense. You shouldn't be pointing your gun at random protesters because you don't like their message.
Yeah, my mom told me that was not a good defense when I was 7. But, Mommy, all the other kids were doing it. Right. Right? So, no. And second of all, not all the cops pointed a gun directly at people's head and said, quote, I will fucking kill you.
How about that? I like the idea of that in the aftermath of the Rodney King riots, the black guys who pulled Reginald Denny out of the car in a horrible video when they're kicking him. And stuff, if that had been their defense. Everybody was kicking white guys.
Yeah, everybody was stomping on white guys.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Why are you coming after me?
What are you singling me out for?
Yeah, what are you singling me out for? I'm not sure a jury would go for that argument.
I mean, I don't have much sympathy for this guy. If your job is to protect and serve, you protect and serve. You don't aim rifles at people. But it is a little bit strange that this guy's going to potentially face a punishment, but Officer Wilson, who actually killed Mike Brown, got off scot-free. But, you know, earlier this year, the Justice Department had a report, and they went to Ferguson. I know you're saying he's not part of the Ferguson police force, but they found that police force routinely used excessive force against African-American residents. And one of the things they also found is, like, apparently the officers there don't even know the basis for which you can actually arrest a person. Like, you need probable cause. And they were, like, running around arresting people without probable cause even.
There are a lot of small municipalities in this country that you know, the standard you have to get past to get hired to be much anything, but certainly a police officer is not what it is in places where, you know, even like Los Angeles, where it is for whatever it is, whether it works in weeding out the right kind of people, it's rigorous. It's not, we learned in Ferguson. Because a lot of cops get fired in places and they just go get hired somewhere else, which is this guy is fighting for the right, I presume, among other things, to get hired somewhere else. His defense, I like that you mentioned, was that, you know, first that he makes up that it was a black guy with a gun. I like that he has to say a black guy with a gun. And then he's like, the whole mob was running to me. Those other cops who didn't have their guns drawn and were like, Larry, you know, somehow they weren't quite as threatened by the mob.
Right, which is why he probably changed his story.
Right, but I mean, it's a terrible story. That guy was like, dude, because here's what you're going to do if I don't put my hand on your gun, I get the feeling in 8 seconds, you'll shoot somebody.
Right.
You'll pull that trigger. I mean, thank God, you know, I mean, I want to praise him because he didn't. But, you know, anyway, so he got fired from whatever town he was in, but he wants to.
Yeah, so he's been fired, and he's hoping that he can continue being a police officer, possibly somewhere else. But it doesn't seem likely that that's going to happen.
A lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people would. Exactly.
So I want to give credit to the good cop there, John Wall of the St. Louis County Police Department, who put the weapon down, said the officers shouldn't raise their rifles unless they intend to shoot. He said, look, were we all a little fearful that night? Yes, I mean, there was an unruly crowd, but that's my job as a cop to be in that, right? And so if you're in any way sympathetic to Albers, I don't know why you are, but you should really question the fact that he's clearly lying several times, and you can tell he's lying. He said, I never pointed my rifle at anyone.
Yes, you did.
It appears not only that you did, everybody that's looked at the tape says you did, the witnesses on the scene say you did, and your fellow cops say you did.
I mean, it's.
And then you said, he said at one point, I did point my rifle at a black man that I thought might have a weapon.
Right, but
then later he changed the story to, no, I was just waving it around generally.
Hey, you're not allowed to wave it around generally.
No, you're not.
That's not a defense either. Also, like, you don't have to be. No one should be. There is no reason to be sympathetic with it. You can be sympathetic to what Officer Wall said. He was nervous.
Yeah,
he was tense. He was scared. That's okay. And the fact that he brought his gun up and didn't fire it gave us an indication. Okay, you're not. I don't know that he's the worst guy in the world. He might not be. He didn't pull the trigger. But you shouldn't be a cop.
Yeah. That's
it. It's just you shouldn't be a cop. You're not going to jail. You just shouldn't be a cop.
Yeah.
Last quote from him that I thought was interesting. He said, I seen about a half a dozen black males come out of the east side of the Sam's Meat Market. They all had bandanas wrapped around their face like an outlaw type bandana. Two of them, at least, who came out had Molotov cocktails. The other one had a handgun ready to go. According to the other witnesses, including the cops, there were no reports of Molotov cocktails. He was nowhere near the Sam's Meat Market when he was pointing that rifle. And there were no guns that any other cops saw.
Look, I'm sure, that also sounds like urban legend that went around. A bunch of guys with bandanas are at Sam's Meat Market. They got Molotov cocktails and guns. And so he just repeated that like he'd seen it. But nobody saw it.
Please don't point your weapons at people. We just did a story last week. A drunk driver gets in an accident. The cop instinctively takes out his gun and points it at him. And then he shot and paralyzed him. Now, we don't know if he shot on purpose because cops are afraid for their lives at all points for understandable and completely non-understandable reasons, or if it was an accident. But that's why you don't point a weapon at somebody's head, because it could go off.